Shalom Yasharallah. Kal Halal Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Ruach HaKadesh. Ama Yararashalam. I'm King Obadiah, bringing to the 12 Israelite tribes the rapture, resurrection, and redemption of Yahweh Yahweh Shai's Israelite kings and queens, saints, and 1/3 elect Israelite remnant nation in Yahweh Shai. To the 12 tribes of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh Shai's rapture is real, very, very real. However, all believers in Yahweh Shai shall not be raptured up at the same time, but shall be raptured, resurrected, and redeemed at different times in multiple raptures according to their position in Father's kingdom.
And then these are just pictures of what I saw in my dream, basically the airplane dream that I just shared with you. I don't yet know what it means, but I think it means that not many will be going in the first rapture, and the pilot was upset because there was only 3 people boarding the plane. I think it means that not many will be going in the first rapture, and the pilot was upset because there was only 3 people boarding the plane. I think it means that not many will be going in the first rapture, and the pilot was upset because there was only 3 people boarding the plane.
All raptures are not the same. The believers of higher position are going to be raptured first, and the believers of lower position in the kingdom are going to be raptured last. So let's bring out this truth in the Word. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 20. But now is Yahweh Shai risen from the dead, and become the first fruits of his believers that slept, which means Yahweh Shai, our Savior, is the first fruits of all his believers. To the 12 tribes of Israel, verse 23 is a rapture, resurrection, and redemption verse. But every Israelite and Gentile believer in his own order in the body of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, the first fruits of the Father's everlasting Hebrew Israelite kingdom. Afterward, the righteous Israelites and chosen Gentiles that are accepted by Yahweh Shai at his coming, rapture, resurrection, and redemption to the Israelites, and rapture, resurrection to the Gentiles. This means that every man is raptured and resurrected, and the Israelites redeemed according to his own order and position in the kingdom, in the body of Yahweh Shai. Again, every Israelite and Gentile accepted by the Father and his Son is raptured from the living and resurrected from the dead by his position and order in the kingdom, in the body of Yahweh Shai, which in turn means multiple raptures at different times, according to the order and position of the believer in the kingdom, in the body of Yahweh Shai. Again, multiple raptures at different times, every believer in his own order in the body of Yahweh Shai. They that are Yahweh Shai's at his rapture, resurrection, coming, every believer in his own order. But there is an order to this rapture, resurrection, redemption. Yahweh Shai was raised as the first of the harvest. Then all who belong to Yahweh Shai will be raised when he comes back by the order of their position in the kingdom, multiple rapture resurrections in successive order of their positions in the kingdom. Order G 5001. Order multiple raptures, which has been arranged and placed in order to be raptured, resurrected, and redeemed by class. Multiple raptures at different times in an orderly arrangement. Multiple raptures at different times in a series or succession. Properly, that which has been arranged and placed in order to be raptured, resurrected, and redeemed by class, and multiple raptures at different times, where Paul specifies multiple classes of believers raptured and resurrected from the dead, which takes us back to every man raptured and resurrected in his own order by his position in the kingdom. Coming, G 3952. Coming, presence, the coming, arrival, and advent of Yahushai, the future visible return from heaven of Yahushai to raise the dead, rapture his elect, execute the last judgment, and set up the glorious kingdom of Yah, the presence of Yahushai coming, hence the coming, arrival, and second advent of Yahushai, the visible return from heaven of Yahushai, the Messiah, to raise the dead, rapture his elect, execute the last judgments, and set up the glorious kingdom of Yah. Revelation 14, verse 1. A Lamb, Yahushai, stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 Hebrew Israelite saints. These were redeemed from among men, being the firstfruits unto the Most High Yahweh and his Son, which means after Yahushai, the firstfruits of the kingdom, who was raptured up by the Father, the 144,000 elect Israelite saints are the firstfruits of the kingdom raptured up to Yahweh and Yahushai. Yahushai, the firstfruits, raptured first. Then the 144,000 firstfruits, raptured next. Every man in his own order of position in the kingdom. Jude 1, verse 14. Behold, Yahushai cometh with 10,000s of his Hebrew Israelite saints. The saints are the Israelites. Yahushai is coming back with 10,000s of his Israelite saints, because the 144,000 Israelites and elect Hebrew Israelite nation were raptured first before the graft in Gentiles. Psalm 148. He exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, a people near unto him. The saints of his people is the 12 tribes of Israel. The Israelites are his saints. Romans 15, verse 25. I go unto Jerusalem to minister unto the Israelite saints in Jerusalem, for it pleased the Gentiles of Macedonia and Achaia to make contribution for the Israelite saints which are at Jerusalem. Ephesians 2, verse 19. Now you Gentile believers are no more strangers and foreigners, but citizens with the faithful Israelite saints. The graft in Gentiles are citizens with the Israelite saints. Romans 15, verse 31. That I may be delivered from Israelites that do not believe in Judea, and that my service which I have for Israelites in Jerusalem may be accepted of the believing Israelite saints. The saints are Israelites of Judea and Jerusalem, which takes us back to Yahushua is coming with 10,000s of his Israelite saints who was raptured before the graft in Gentiles, where Yahushua is the first fruits of the kingdom, raptured first by the Father, and the 144,000 elect Israelites are raptured second by their position in the kingdom, and the elect Israelite nation is raptured third by their position in the kingdom, and the graft in Gentiles is raptured last by their position in the kingdom, by the power of Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. It is also worthy to note that when we go back to the book of Enoch, the 10,000s of saints also includes thousands and thousands and thousands of Yahweh Yahweh's holy angels. So by the time Yahushua cracks the sky to rapture up his chosen Gentiles, the 144,000 elect Israelites and the 1/3 elect Israelite nation will already have been raptured first. And the righteous chosen Gentiles are going to be raptured last. Every man according to his own order in the Father's kingdom. So then, the order of the raptures according to the Father's will and word is Yahushua, the first fruits, the 144K elect Israelites, second first fruits, the 1/3 elect Israelite nation, third first fruits, and the accepted graft in Gentiles, last first fruits, according to every man's order and position in the kingdom. Yahushua himself is the first fruits of the kingdom and was raptured up by the Father 2,000 years ago as the first fruits of the kingdom. That fact alone is verifiable proof that all the first fruits are not raptured up at the same time, as Yahushua, the head of the church and first fruits of the kingdom, was raptured up 2,000 years ago, and the 144K elect Israelite first fruits saints are raptured next, and the 1/3 elect Israelite first fruits saints are raptured after the 144K elect in his own order, and the justified Gentile first fruits are raptured last according to their position in the Israelite kingdom. Again, Yahushua, the first fruits head of the church in the kingdom, is already raptured 2,000 years ago, which verifies all the first fruits of the kingdom are not raptured at the same time, but are raptured at different times according to their position and order in the kingdom. Matthew 20, verse 16. So the Israelites who are last in the Gentile kingdom shall be raptured first in the Israelite kingdom, and the Gentiles who are first in the Gentile kingdom shall be raptured last in the Israelite kingdom, so that the Israelites who are last shall be raptured first, and the Gentiles who are first shall be raptured last. Proverbs 8, verse 17. I love them that love me, and those Israelites that seek me early shall be raptured early before the Gentiles. And those Gentiles that seek me early shall be raptured early before the rest of the Gentiles that sought me not. Israelites that seek the Father and his Son early shall be raptured early before the Gentiles, and Gentiles that seek the Father and his Son early shall be raptured early before the rest of the Gentiles that sought him not. Hebrews 11, verse 5. By faith Enoch was raptured that he should not see death, and disappeared because Yah raptured him. In verse 5, Enoch was raptured in a live and living rapture, not resurrected from death, but raptured in a living rapture. Verse 31, by faith Rahab, a Gentile woman, perished not with the rest of the Gentiles that believed not. By faith Rahab was saved. So in Hebrews 11, Enoch, an Israelite, was saved, and Rahab, a Gentile woman, was saved. Notice, Israelites, that both Enoch and Rahab was saved by faith. Yet Enoch, an Israelite, was saved first in verse 5, and Rahab, a Gentile, was saved last in verse 31. Enoch and Rahab are both first fruits of the kingdom, but the Israelite first fruits are raptured first, and the Gentile first fruits are raptured last. This is the true reality of the first fruits raptures. Romans 1, verse 16. The power of Yahushai unto salvation goes to the Israelites first, and also to the Gentiles last. Again, salvation to the Israelites first, and also to the Gentiles last. Romans 2, verse 9. Tribulation to the Israelites first, and the Gentiles last. But salvation to the Israelites first, and also to the Gentiles last, because the Israelites suffered tribulation first. We get salvation first, before the Gentiles. John 10, verse 15. I, Yahushai, lay down my life for my Hebrew Israelite sheep. Verse 15 is referencing the Israelite sheep who are raptured first, and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring. The other sheep are the Gentiles of the other nations. They are the other sheep that Yahushai must also rapture. Verse 15 is the natural sheep raptured first. Verse 16 is the graft-in sheep raptured last. Daniel 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. Before we go any further, let's find out who Michael is and who Michael fights for. Enoch 20, verse 1. And these are the names of the holy angels who keep watch. Verse 5. Michael, one of the holy angels, namely the angel put in charge of the best part of humankind. 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 In charge of the Father's chosen Hebrew Israelite nation. Not nations, but nation. One nation. Verse 5 is saying Michael the archangel is only in charge and will fight for the Most High's chosen Hebrew Israelite nation and descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now that we have the biblical understanding of Michael the archangel and who he is fighting for, let's get the true understanding on Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael fight, the great prince which fights for the children of the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time the Israelites shall be saved, raptured, and delivered, every Israelite that shall be found written in the book. Verse 1 is referencing salvation to the Israelites first, before the graft in Gentiles. All praise, honor, and glory to the Father and his Son, and blessings to the Holy Spirit. Tam Yasharallah, Shalom, Israelites.